In Japan, we used to have something called the Junior NISA, which was a NISA account for kids. So parents and grandparents could put money into that account, let it grow for the kids tax-free, and then when they become an adult at the age of 20 and then later at the age of 18, they would get control of the money and be able to use it. But that account finished at the end of 2023, and so since 2024 we haven't really had anything like that in Japan. Now, you can open a miseinen koza, which is an underage account at a broker for your kids, but there's no tax benefit to doing that, and for most people it probably isn't worth the hassle. But what if I told you that Junior NISA might be coming back? Let's talk about it. Now, I should start by saying that this hasn't actually been approved yet by the government. It's just been proposed. So right now there's a proposal to create a new tax-free investing option for children in Japan, and they're going to call it the Kodomo NISA. So Junior NISA is gone, it's finished. You might still have a Junior NISA account, and if you do, you probably want to hold on to it until the child reaches 18 because it's tax-free until that happens. But the new account is going to be called the Kodomo NISA. And it's actually pretty clever because one of the main reasons that the Junior NISA was not renewed is that the Komeito party, that was a junior partner with the LDP at the time in government, kind of decided that the Junior NISA account wasn't really fair. It was basically something that only benefited richer families, because only those richer families would have enough money to be able to put that money into their kids' Junior NISA accounts, and therefore it shouldn't be a priority to have these accounts. Because of that, the Junior NISA accounts ended as scheduled at the end of 2023. They were not renewed, and so after that time there wasn't really a tax-free option for kids in Japan. However, this new version of NISA, this Kodomo NISA, is really clever because it doesn't give kids an extra account. Instead, what the Kodomo NISA proposal includes is to allow people under the age of 18 to start using a normal NISA account, but not the whole account, just the Tsumitate portion of the account. So the Tsumitate portion of NISA allows you to invest in mutual funds, Toshi Shintaku here in Japan, and you're allowed to put in up to 1.2 million yen per year. And if you do that, you can pay in for a maximum of 5 years until you reach the lifetime allowance of 6 million yen contributed to the account. Now, what the Kodomo NISA proposal does is it says, let's let kids use that portion of the account, or rather probably their parents or their grandparents. Let's allow them to invest in that account early. So they're not getting any kind of extra allowance. They're just getting access to their normal adult allowance a little bit early. So if they put the money in and they fill the account, that's it. They won't be able to continue putting money in. They've just got that maximum 6 million. So what's the benefit? Well, obviously, when you're investing, the longer you can leave that money to grow, the better. So if you can put money into your kids' Kodomo NISA, that gives them an extra decade or two to grow. That's going to mean that their eventual growth in the account is going to exponentially grow over time. Just to give you an example, say you had a kid and they had a Kodomo NISA account and you put some money in every year, not the maximum, but a fair amount, and so by the time they were 10 years old, you'd filled that Tsumitate portion of their NISA account. So they had 6 million yen at the age of 10. Now, investing in world stock index funds, you can roughly expect your money to double every 10 years based on historical performance. So that means that over the 50 years between your child turning 10 and them reaching the age of 60 and maybe starting to get ready for retirement, that 6 million yen could well grow to almost 200 million yen. That's the kind of advantage we're talking about by starting to invest early. Now, most people are not going to be able to fill the account like this, but any money you put in there is going to start growing, and the longer you can leave it, the more it's going to grow. So if the Kodomo NISA accounts are approved and we can start using them, that is a really good option if you want to get your kids started with investing and growing their money over time. Now, the Kodomo NISA sounds like a pretty good deal, but who should be putting money into it? Should you be putting money into your kids' Kodomo NISA? I think for most people, probably not. So I think most parents are going to struggle to fill their own NISA accounts. Maybe they'll also be doing Ideco as well, if that makes sense for them. And then each adult in your family can have a NISA account. So potentially with married couple with kids, you've got 2 NISA accounts that you want to be filling before you think about using the Kodomo NISA option. Most families are going to struggle to fill 1 NISA account. That's 18 million yen in total, up to 3.6 million yen a year if you're able to max it out, let alone 2. So 2 would be 36 million yen, up to 7.2 million yen a year if you want to try and max them out. For the vast majority of people, that's not even slightly feasible. So generally speaking, I would recommend that most people try to max out their own NISA accounts, try and fill their own NISA accounts as much as possible, and only once you've filled your own, if you still have spare money, you might want to start thinking about putting it into your kids' accounts. So who should be funding these Kodomo NISA accounts? I think the pretty obvious answer to that is grandparents. So grandparents may find that they've got a little bit of extra money lying around, and giving it to their grandkids to put in a Kodomo NISA account is a great idea. And this is how we funded my grandkids' Junior NISA accounts. So we put some money in, the other grandparents put some money in, and we tried to maximize that as much as possible. But the parents weren't really able to contribute because they were busy paying for their own investment accounts and also paying the bills for their family. So I think if Kodomo NISA accounts come in, that is the most realistic way to use them. Maybe get grandparents or other relatives to pitch in if they're able to. Maybe use some New Year money for the kids to put into the Kodomo NISA accounts. But unless you've filled your own NISA account, I wouldn't worry too much about trying to contribute to your kids' one. Now, we're not sure on the timing for the Kodomo NISA accounts. If they are approved, they could start as early as January next year, possibly the year after that. So I will keep you posted. We'll definitely have a video and blog posts about this once the accounts are approved and once they start operating. But in the meantime, what do you think? Do you think you'll be in a position to be using the Kodomo NISA accounts? Do you think it's a good idea? Please leave us any questions or comments below. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.